Different types of angels in the Bible. Angels hold a significant place in the Christian tradition and in many other religious texts, often serving as messengers, protectors, and agents of God's will. The Bible describes various types of angels, each with specific roles and characteristics. While the term angel generally refers to a spiritual being sent by God to carry out specific tasks, there is considerable diversity in the forms and functions of angels as depicted in both the Old and New Testaments. In this essay, we will explore some of the distinct categories of angels mentioned in the Bible, including archangels, cherubim, seraphim, and others, and examine their roles within the biblical narrative. 1. Archangels. The term archangel means chief angel or principal angel, and in the Bible, it refers to the highest rank of angels. Archangels are often depicted as powerful, authoritative figures entrusted with significant tasks. Michael is the most well-known archangel mentioned in the Bible. He is often portrayed as a warrior angel who fights on behalf of God's people. In the book of Daniel, Michael is described as the protector of Israel, Daniel chapter 10 verse 13-21. In the New Testament, he appears as the leader of the heavenly army in the battle against the forces of evil, Revelation chapter 12 verse 7-9. Michael is considered by many Christian traditions to be the patron saint of soldiers and defenders. Gabriel. While Gabriel is often referred to as an archangel, the Bible does not explicitly use the term archangel for him. However, he plays a key role in several important biblical events. In the book of Daniel, Gabriel serves as a messenger who explains visions and prophecies, Daniel chapter 8 verse 16-26, 9:21-27. In the New Testament, Gabriel is famously the angel who announces to Zechariah the birth of John the Baptist, Luke chapter 1 verse 11-20, and to Mary the birth of Jesus, Luke chapter 1 verse 26-38. Gabriel is a messenger angel, often delivering God's will to key figures in biblical history. 2. Cherubim. Cherubim are another prominent class of angels in the Bible, often depicted as guardians of sacred spaces. They are mentioned frequently in the Old Testament and are typically portrayed as having a special role in protecting God's holiness. The Garden of Eden. The cherubim first appear in the Bible in Genesis chapter 3 verse 24, where they are placed by God at the entrance to the Garden of Eden to guard the way to the tree of life after Adam and Eve's expulsion. These cherubim are often imagined as wielding flaming swords, symbolizing both protection and judgment. The Ark of the Covenant. Cherubim also appear in the description of the Ark of the Covenant in Exodus chapter 25 verse 18-22. God commands that 2 golden cherubim be placed on top of the ark, facing each other with their wings spread out. This presence of cherubim symbolizes the protection of God's holy presence and the throne of God on earth. Cherubim are often depicted with multiple wings and faces, including that of a human, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. These representations highlight their role as attendants of God's throne and their multifaceted nature. 3. Seraphim. The seraphim are another group of angels mentioned in the Bible, most notably in the book of Isaiah. The word seraphim comes from the Hebrew word sarif, meaning to burn, which is fitting for the description as fiery beings. Isaiah's vision. In Isaiah chapter 6 verse 1-7, the prophet Isaiah describes a vision of God seated on a high and exalted throne in the heavenly temple. Above him are the seraphim, who have 6 wings, 2 covering their faces, 2 covering their feet, and 2 with which they fly. The seraphim cry out to one another, saying, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory." Isaiah chapter 6 verse 3. This powerful imagery underscores their role in worshipping and glorifying God continuously. Seraphim are associated with intense holiness and purity, and their fiery nature suggests their function as agents of purification and divine presence. 4. Living creatures, Aphanim. In addition to cherubim and seraphim, another type of angelic being mentioned in the Bible is the living creatures, or Aphanim, which are described in Ezekiel's vision of the throne of God. Ezekiel's vision. In Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 4-14 and Ezekiel chapter 10, the prophet describes 4 living creatures associated with the chariot of God. These creatures have a human-like form but with features that are not fully human. Each has 4 faces, a man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle, and 4 wings. They move in any direction without turning, and they are accompanied by wheels that are also described as full of eyes. These beings are thought to represent the complexity and majesty of God's presence, and they serve as attendants to God's throne. These living creatures may be linked to the cherubim and are sometimes considered a different manifestation or aspect of the same heavenly beings, emphasizing their function in God's divine movement and the unfolding of his purposes. 5. Angels of the Lord. Throughout the Bible, there are also various references to the angel of the Lord, a title that seems to refer to a special, often personal, messenger of God. This figure appears in both the Old and New Testaments and is sometimes understood as a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ. Old Testament appearances. In the Old Testament, the angel of the Lord appears to individuals like Hagar, Genesis chapter 16 verse 7-14, Abraham, Genesis chapter 22 verse 11-18, and Moses, Exodus chapter 3 verse 2-6. The angel of the Lord often delivers significant messages or acts as an intermediary between God and humans. In many of these appearances, the angel speaks with the authority of God himself, leading some theologians to suggest that the angel of the Lord is a manifestation of God's presence in a form that is accessible to human beings. New Testament. The angel of the Lord also appears in the New Testament, though less frequently. In Matthew chapter 1 verse 20-21, the angel of the Lord appears to Joseph in a dream to instruct him regarding the birth of Jesus, signaling the divine involvement in the salvation narrative. Conclusion. In the Bible, angels come in a variety of forms, each with distinct roles and purposes. From the high-ranking archangels Michael and Gabriel to the fiery seraphim and the multi-winged cherubim, these heavenly beings reflect the majesty, holiness, and mystery of God's plan. While some angels serve as messengers of good news, others act as protectors or agents of divine judgment. Together, they illustrate the complexity of God's interaction with creation and his desire to communicate with, protect, and guide humanity. Whether through visions, divine encounters, or symbolic representations, the different types of angels in the Bible serve to remind believers of God's omnipotence and his intricate involvement in the world.